Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lina and I'm your Russian teacher. Today I want to teach you one very important grammar topic that I always get questions about. How to say for in Russian. The problem is that we have 4 different options, which can be ДЛЯ, НА, ЗА, and sometimes even nothing. That's why it's complicated and people always confuse these words and they don't know what is the difference between them and how to use them correctly. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, to like this video and to leave a comment to support my channel. Let's begin. Each of these prepositions has its own meaning, which means that we use them in a specific situation. And now we will look at these situations to understand when to use ДЛЯ, НА, ЗА, and nothing. And the first preposition that we will look at will be the preposition ДЛЯ. For this preposition, we will have 3 different meanings or 3 different situations where we use it. And this preposition requires the use of the genitive case. And the first meaning is when we do something for someone else's benefit, but not instead of them, only for the benefit or the use. For example, we say «Он открыл дверь для девушки». Or we could say «Она сделала это для меня». Then the second meaning of this preposition is when we describe the general purpose of the object. Ложка для супа, книга для детей, блокнот для заметок. You see, all of it is just the purpose of the object. Then the third meaning, we will use для in impersonal sentences. When you have such a construction, the Russian adverb plus for and some person. Like this we could say «Здесь слишком жарко для меня». Это трудно для тебя. You see, трудно, жарко, adverbs, для, for someone, для тебя, для меня. That's why we use here the preposition ДЛЯ. Then the preposition ЗА. The explanation for this preposition will be long because it has a lot of situations where we use this preposition. And the first meaning is when we talk about trade, exchange, reward, punishment, gratitude, or apology. Like this we would say «Спасибо за помощь». It's a gratitude. Я заплатила за билеты. Here you paid for something, so you exchanged your money to something. And also we could say ты ответишь за это. In this case, we talk about the punishment. You will answer for that. Then the second meaning is when you do something instead of someone. We could say Он сделал уборку за меня. So it's still the same for, but in this case, it's not for me, it's not the benefit, it's instead of me, за меня. Then the third meaning is when you're getting or picking up something or someone. Я зашла за кофе. Or он заехал за мной. Then number 4 is support. Голосовать за президента. Голосовать за законопроект. And finally, the last meaning for this preposition, that's when we talk about time. But be very attentive and careful because the meaning of the time we will have a few times. And here we will talk about the time that we need to finish the action, or when we talk about the time that took us to finish some action. Because we talk here about the result of the action in the future or in the past tense, we will always use perfective aspect. Like this, we would say Она приготовит ужин за час. За час. So in this case, it's a plan. She will prepare it for this amount of time. Or Я прочитала книгу за 3 дня. It took me 3 days to finish this book, to read this book. So it's already the result of the action. And here we always will use за. Then the preposition НА. And again, when we talk about time, but this time is different. Here we will talk about our plans. How much time we plan to do something, or we planned to do something. And it'll be kind of a process. We could say, он поедет в Москву на неделю. So he will go to Moscow and he will stay there this 1 week. So he's planning to stay 1 week. It's not about the actual action, about the verb поехал or performed any action. No, it's only about the time that he will spend there. Or она вышла на минуту. So she planned to go out just for a minute or for a very short period of time, and she did it. Она вышла на минуту. Try to feel this difference. It's not that she performed this action during 1 minute. No, she planned to go out, so she went out. We don't talk here about the actual action of going out. We only talk about the time that she spent when she went out already. It's a little bit different. And that's why we need to feel this difference between НА and ЗА. Also, we will use НА when we talk about deadline. It's very similar to the previous one, but here it could be планы на лето, задание на завтра, задание на завтра. So завтра is a deadline when you need to finish your task. Also, we use НА when we talk about spending our resources. Usually it's our time or money. But in English, actually, it's not the preposition for, because to spend time or to spend money on something you're saying. That's why it's a little bit easier to remember, but still I decided to put this meaning here because very often we need to say this exact sentence when you spend your money on something. And very often people tend to say ДЛЯ or ЗА, but you should remember that you have to use НА. Я люблю тратить деньги на одежду. Or он тратит время на игры. And also we will use НА when we talk about working for someone or something as a company. Работать на босса, работать на компанию. And the last option, finally, when we don't use any preposition in Russian. That is, in English, you say for, but in Russian, we never say it. And again, you have to memorize the meanings because, again, we talk about time. And this time, we won't use anything when we talk about the process, for how long we perform the action. And as we talk about the process of the action, we will always use imperfective aspect here. Она читала книгу 3 часа. You see, she's been reading. So it's a process of the action. She didn't finish, she didn't plan to read for 3 hours. No, she was reading for or during 3 hours, and that's why we don't have to use anything here. Or он работал там 2 дня. And also we won't use anything when we have a recipient or indirect object. In Russian it'll be simply in the dative case, but in English very often you say for or to. And like this we would have подарок мальчику, сообщение маме, or я купила себе новую одежду. And that's it. I know that this topic is not easy. I always receive questions about that. I already have a similar video on my channel, but it's completely in Russian, and a lot of people told me that this topic is too complicated to understand in Russian, and that's why I decided to make an English version of it. But here I added more information and more meanings for each preposition. So this is a full version of this topic, and finally you can study these prepositions and their use in the Russian language. I hope it was helpful and I hope that you understood everything. Thank you very much for watching, subscribe to my channel and learn Russian with me.